Andrew McKee, and 64% on the season for the Tigers.
This should be a fun one. Two undefeated teams. Somebody's going to have their first loss today.
Ball still loose. And the Tigers will collect possession number 1. This is short stick D midi. Paul Wethington, he'll take it down to 10. Tight defense, Mackesy trying to weave through. McNaney saves it. Ball still loose. And we'll have a call falling into the goal mouth. Maryland benefited from one of those calls in possession offensively for the Terps.
And by the way, at the other end, Tommy Barnes, there was a loose ball off the deflection from McNaney. He had a chance to put it right back in, couldn't get the touch.
On the doorstep, Urksa. A slam dunk, and Maryland is on the board first.
That's why we highlighted him in our open. Braden Urksa is one of those guys you need to worry about every single time he steps on the field. He is really, really dangerous. Hat trick last time out. He's looking for another one here.
You can see it was Eric Molliver who delivered a beautiful pass from X. What a good help it's been to have him back. Touches from Maryland on this possession. A step from X. In front, ball loose, and it's collected by Gian Forcaro. Good defensive possession from the Tigers. Here's Mackesy. And a pass inside, ball on the ground, scooped up by Burles.
And how about the poles?
One of those stout, short stick defensive midfielders. Maryland, a lot of pride in that group. Urksa thought about it, he'll give it off. Spanos at the GLE, he shaded off, spinning back at the crease, and he finds it in. How about that from Eric Spanos? A question mark dodge. It's 2-0 Maryland.
Eric Spanos has been so good this season for Maryland. This is yet another option on the offensive end. It just seems like an embarrassment of riches. How about that? To stay focused, beat the shorty, likes that matchup, Ben. He finds some room to the goal. That's a great turn and a nice find there into the top of the goal, the bench.
Maryland keeping it spinning. Urksa, jumping shot, Gian Forcaro. That's too easy. Princeton has done a good job not allowing anything easy so far for Maryland. Here's Spanos from X again. Another shot at another goal for Eric Spanos.
I think that's his spot, Ben. The left side of the goal. It's the second time that he has struck from there. And Maryland is making it look easy right now, 3-0. Is that another shorty matchup? I think it was. And if you give Spanos a chance against a shorty on this left side, he's going to take advantage. He's going to look for goal. A very aggressive offensive player. He puts it
by this Maryland defense because of what they've done so far.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a Princeton team who's given Maryland fits over the last 2 seasons, Ben. This is a team that commands a lot of respect from Coach Tillman.
At X is Kabiri. Kabiri sneaks it through McNaney's legs. Happy homecoming to Nate Kabiri, the Georgetown Prep Hoya, back in Maryland and scoring.
And up here from the top of Tyson Tower, I didn't even see him shoot. I just saw him running. You can see just that real quick motion. He's got the shorty red. That's one of the quickest releases you'll see. Nate Kabiri, he's just a freshman, but he is goal like that to stop the Maryland run.
Molliver waiting for someone to get open in front.
You know, just a bear out on that field, but a teddy bear off the field.
Molliver takes it himself. Did that one go in?
For 5 years.
They'll say no, he fell into the goal mouth. Maryland and Princeton falling in the first round of the NCAA tournament last year. Princeton lost in overtime in an instant classic with Penn State. Maryland lost on its home turf to Army, also in overtime. Long shot, Gian Forcaro got the stick down on it. And Billings collects the GB. Pull back.
And I do like that effort, though, from the goalie to get over there and work that hard to get a ground ball. That's something the defense likes to see. And the bench as well. Great effort, always rewarded in a sport like this.
Spanos already with 2. A nice pass, Molliver. That's too easy.
That's the second time that Spanos has set up Molliver in this game. The first time Molliver can get a clean look off, and he finds the back of the net. How about this pass? Again, you see that matchup, Spanos and a shorty. And what a pass that is. And Molliver back on this team after the injury last season.
Maryland historically in this matchup has been dominant through the first 3 quarters of the game. And Murphy, a long bouncer, collected, but that will bring along the penalty.
And I think that was a little bit too quick of a trigger there for Maryland. Maybe you could have held it a little bit more.
Princeton.
Let's take a look if we can get a shot of it. That's Miller coming in. That's a great shot from our crew, and I don't see any issue with that call.
Maryland 4 of 10 on man-up opportunities this season. And Molliver, 2 times. Didn't take long, did it? Maryland up 5-1.
How about 8 seconds spent into that power play, and that's why you can't foul this Maryland team. They're already dangerous, but you give them an extra man, and that's where they can really hurt you. No look pass there from Chorus. 2 goals for
right down the highway. Another shot was deflected. And a pass on the doorstep. He got pushed in the crease. Penalty flag is down, and that's Daniel Maltz. And the Terps are starting to pour it on early in this second quarter, 6-1.
Yeah, Danny Maltz, he's a step closer to 100. It's good awareness there on that goal, but I really think that this whole play starts with that pass right there by Alviti, number 77, the pull. And look at Molliver picking up another point. That's 3 points in under a minute and a half, and it looks like Princeton's going to call a timeout.
Oh, my goodness, and the bench pass it off. Here's Barnes. Behind the cage, trying to find through the middle. Kabiri, long shot, finds the nylon. Nate Kabiri, a one-man show for the Tigers so far. That's a really big goal to get here with 11:18 left in the first half.
And they're going to have another chance to come up on the power play. As you can see, McDaney putting his head down. That's a pull on Kabiri. Remember last time he took advantage of the shorty. That's a freshman ripping from way out again.
And a long shot went wide of the cage. That one came from Elijah Stovall.
Yeah, let's see what some of these second-line middies can do here, Ben.
Molliver's already got 4 points. Spanos has a step towards the cage. Make it 3. A first-half hat trick for Eric Spanos. And the Terps keep them coming.
Had 3 goals in 3 games coming in. Throw your hats. That's his 3rd of this one. And again, beating his man, cutting to the middle, taking a big shot after. That's a heck of a shot.
And how about the foot? Maryland has scored 4 of the last 5. Another chance here, Chorus. Up top, Maltz couldn't handle it. Ball on the ground, and it's picked up by the Tigers. Here they come. Won 3 national championships on this very field. One of them against Maryland back in 1997. Maryland the other way, Stamos. A nice pass, the long shot finds the nylon. Danny Maltz with his second of the afternoon, 8-2 Terps.
And with that goal, you can start to see what he was thinking on that last possession. Loves to catch it low and shoot it high. What a rip. from Danny Maltz, and that's why he's so close to 100. You can see that release. He's a confident shooter and always a threat with the ball. Especially that Maryland just subbed middies midway through it. Don't see that too often.
Syracuse finding that step and finding the goal.
Refs are going to talk about it.
Let's see. He fell into the crease. Was he pushed in?
Princeton begging for a call. Here it comes. It stands.
Ryan Syracuse makes it 9-2 Maryland. Another look at that save.
Yeah, they had to work for it. Gian Ficaro doing whatever he could in goal. And this is going to be looked at, I think. Where does he fall? Refs reviewing it. Remember, that's new in college lacrosse. And it's all about where does 38 land. Good shot. And I don't see much pushing. So I think it's proof for the season. Princeton takes advantage and they benefit to keep this 8-2. And let's see if they can get some momentum from a call like that.
They got just under 3.5 minutes in this first half. And when you trail Maryland, a team with so much offensive power and how good they are defensively as well. Another shorty matchup. And how about these D-mids keeping everyone out of the top side? Kabiri from the wing. McNaney just pops it to himself.
That was Eric Kohler, number 8, who had some fantastic on.
Cameron, and then swings over. And another D-mid. Sharkey putting the straps on him. Now number 1 in white on ball.
What a matchup, Mackesy and Zappatello.
And how about that? Somehow, Sean Cameron, with little to no angle in almost no time on the clock, 1/10 of a second. That's unbelievable.
Wow. You can see here, Zappatello did a good job to try to force Mackesy as far away from the goal as possible. And
going into the second half.
Yeah, Ben, it certainly doesn't make things easier, and especially Luke Weirman at the X doesn't make anything easy.
Boys, right there. You don't want the ball when 1 on white is trailing you. Palumbo trying to find anything. Great defense from Red.
And again, we get that Mackesy versus Zappatello matchup. What a fun one.
Mackesy with a step, and he scores. Well, we just talked about Coulter Mackesy without a goal in the first half, but a loud start to the second half. They cut this lead in half. It's 8-4.
This is why the matchup is so much fun. This is not bad defense. This is just a great offensive player. Mackesy, the one guy, it seems, with a lot of experience on the offensive end for Princeton. He's so tough to contain, Ben.
Stamos on Palumbo. Canfield trying to stay on Burns. That one's wide.
10 seconds, though, Ben. Princeton's got to hurry. Let's
10
see what they draw
seconds
up.
on the shot clock.
You can't dump it. You got to attack. Mackesy, Zappatello again. He gets the switch. It's a shorty.
Now Ajax back on him. Mackesy trying to find Burns. The stick's loose. Ball's on the ground. Maryland has possession.
An emphatic run with it.
Chad Palumbo, the Massachusetts native, with it. Sharkey on him. Here comes the slide. He gets a step on Ajax, yard sale. And the ball's picked up by Maryland. Number 1 in white is dominating.
Back-to-back possessions with sticks on the ground. Maryland's bench is loving it.
Maryland, Mackesy on Zappatello. What more could you ask for? Dunphy can't get a step. Somehow open in front of the goal. McNaney turns it away. Ball's down on the ground. Bodies are everywhere. And the officials will meet and reward possession to the Tigers.
Not sure. Absolutely. And last time we were here for that Loyola game, Loyola had some talent in their net as well.
Syracuse had the goal disallowed earlier.
You know he's hungry. Crowd getting into it. We haven't seen a goal in some time. Maryland still scoreless in this quarter.
Urksa finds it in, coming from behind. Urksa with his second, the former Big Ten Freshman of the Year, makes it 9-4.
And they're not scoreless in the third anymore. He takes the pole, gets just enough room, and look at this release here from the sophomore. In one motion, the turn, the shot, burying it in the bottom.
Opportunity at will.
I think it's just one. I think that Maltz is just going to stand over there.
And that's too easy. Braden Saris with his fourth of the season. That makes it 9-5.
And we saw Maryland take advantage of a man-up opportunity. As soon as they got it earlier on, we see it yet again. It's Princeton this time. Braden Saris, the junior. It's a nice rip and a nice goal. Boy, did the Tigers need that.
When you hit the helmet and you got to sit as a result of your sin.
Ben, I can see you're already in mid-season form.
Sure am.
So Maryland, again, they went super fast on their last power play. Let's see how they approach this one.
Urksa, no one picked him up, but that's right in the stick of Gian Forcaro. So Princeton a chance to wilts this penalty away a little bit. Still with it. People all over the place. It's Kelly, and he scores! What in the world? Daniel Kelly. 10-5, Maryland.
The former Calvert Hall Cardinal, his second of the year. Plenty of space, winds it up and lets it fly. And keep in mind that Gianfrancaro was not in the goal for long. He ran that ball down, great effort. But it's kind of tough to, no.
Taking down Syracuse on the road last week. This is a very good Princeton team at number 11 in the country. John can use a lot of clock if they want to on these possessions, up by 5. Double comes. The rotation comes through, but here's Molliver. Give it behind the goal with Spanos. Spanos with 20 on the shot clock, tries to find it around, and that ricochets off the defender, and the ground ball is picked up by Gian.
Their first real test.
Kabiri with it. He's got 2 today. The star freshman. Mackesy gets the hands free. McNaney saving it away from that far post. The graduate student. Zapatello, someone who preps like no other. Kabiri right off the offensive set. That's his third. Successful homecoming for the native of McLean, Virginia.
So many headlines have been about Burns in this freshman duo, but you can't forget about Kabiri as he beats Will Schaller. That's a heck of a shot. Putting that one far post. McNaney looking to the heavens.
See what they come up with on this possession. Syracuse, who had that goal disallowed back in the second quarter.
He's looking for revenge.
He's got a shorty on him. Gets the step, the shot, gets past Gian Forcaro. Ryan Syracuse, he says, you take away mine in the first half, I'll get one, no questions asked here in the fourth quarter.
Let's take a look, though, first at the no goal from the other end. Let's look at the foot of Kabiri here. I believe it was another player who had the foot in the crease.
It was the one setting the screen. And here's Syracuse, has that matchup. We've talked about it all afternoon, and that's one Gian Forcaro wants back. He's been so...
Boos from the refs and the crowd. How about that catch from Kabiri sliding in?
Little slide on the CQ turf. Sliding catch, a football term you'd hear in this stadium, but how about on the lacrosse pitch as well?
Eric Spanos went to the locker room for a little bit. He's back out and on the bench for Maryland. Terps definitely are missing him.
Maryland so quick on the rotations, but it's no matter for Nate Kabiri. Make that 4 for the freshman.
And Kabiri, he gets the matchup. We've been talking about it all day long. It was Stamos who was defending him. You can see right there, number 54. Here's a better look at it. Stamos trying to close out, but the quick release, no match. Bottom corner, that's excellent from the freshman.
But it gets away, and that's a brutal turnover for Princeton. And the quick restart, Maltz, no one around him. That's too easy. Another hat trick of the day for the Terrapins this time. Daniel Maltz, they're back up by 5.
He scored 98 goals in his college career before that one. I don't think he's had an easier one. And after Princeton gets the big break that they were looking for, as Weirman scoops up the face-off, runs it right down, takes a shot, a bad pass gives it right back to Maryland, and Danny Maltz makes no mistake.
And that's just so deflating.
We've been seeing balls take crazy bounces off bleachers, especially in warm-ups. Good to see everybody's all right.
Sean Cameron, who scored earlier, tries one from the short angle.
And he had that shorty matchup with Red. So, Strober, Colin Burns is going to bring this one out. He's been a little bit quiet today. Princeton really needs that to change.
And here's a chance for him right here. Will this one count? The officials meeting.
Burns has his hands up. Will the refs do the same?
No goal. Another disallowed goal for Princeton.
And you can see Burns in the shot still arguing.
And he just touches that goal mouth on the way down. I mean, there's a majestic looking dive and finish from the freshman. All the credit to him for that, but I believe he comes down on that goal mouth. And how many times?
I think the refs are going to take a look at it.
How many times are we going to have controversy with this rule that's very new to the game still?
Well, as soon as he scooped up the ball, I could kind of feel it. And that's why I said, hasn't scored yet today, and he needs to.
Right now, no goal is the call. So that's one of those instances, probably not enough to overturn anything. It has to be conclusive. And that's a big swing. Maryland with possession, up by 5, 6 minutes to go.
Was that the third disallowed goal?
So much depth on this team.
And that seems to be the case in every Maryland game. Scoring is so spread out. There's so many guys who can hurt you.
First quarter last week, Maryland had 5 different goal scorers in just the first quarter. Spanos gets it back, shot, and another score for Eric Spanos. 4 of them.
How in the world did this get through? You see the deflected pass. That's a pull on him, and he goes near post. Jeff Forcaro didn't get the right read on it. That's a nice shot.
John Forcaro has had so much work, 24 today. And add another save to McNaney's name, double digits.
And I think that one is the killer. Maryland on end. Davidson, Riley Reese getting in there as well. Sneak peek at maybe the next crop of young Terps.
Kabiri already got 4 today. Can't get the hands free. It's taken away, but the ball's still loose. And in the cage for Maryland. And another A+. They'll head to 4-0. 13-7 final score. Your final thoughts, Tyler?
Just domination again. And it all starts at the face-off circle for Maryland. Luke Weirman winning 21 of 24. And the Terps, it seems like they always win when they hold their opponents under 10 goals. This is a real statement, and it's a real